So, first of all, why social media? Why now? We've all seen social media has been changing a lot. Anyone here uses TikTok? Not so many. Not so many. Okay, this is interesting because I think that TikTok actually completely changed the game with content creation. Because before TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all those platforms used to be more photo-oriented and text. And when TikTok came, suddenly all those kids were super addicted and they never wanted to go out of it. We all learned something new, that videos is actually really, really powerful. So why social media and why now? Social media is the biggest market in the world. The new generation loves it. They're actually using it more than Google. If they're looking, for example, to go to Croatia or to go to the Netherlands or to other places, they will not Google where to go or what to do. They will look at TikTok and then they finally see a video. Those are my favorite spots in Croatia, and you see it in 30 seconds. You learn everything you need to know. You know where to go. You already have like so much, and with Google it will take you like 5 minutes because you see ads, you need to read text with a lot of fluff and a lot of like uninteresting parts. With TikTok it just goes to the point, and if it doesn't go to the point, people don't watch it and you cannot find it. And that is the beauty about the new algorithm, let's say. And now we are in a new age, in a new era where never before people like us could have reached millions of people from our bed without doing so much. Back in the days you need to have a lot of money, you need to print huge things on billboards, pay expensive photographers, do so much things. And now like every day we have the chance to reach millions of people. And that is a huge game changer. Now I'll share with you my why I went into social media. Because I actually used to be, I'll share two things. When I was 18 years old, I started and I bought my first camera, and that's where I made photos. But a year ago, I stopped photography and I started doing only videos. And that's where I also started working for myself and doing everything for myself, and that I'll share about it, but I'll share why first. So first of all, since TikTok, I noticed much less likes on my photos. I noticed that videos is a more natural way for people to communicate with each other, because the normal way to communicate with each other is you looking at me, I look at you, and this is video basically. It's not photos and it's not text. And I learned also that people learn the most from real experiences like this, but then after that, videos, photos, icons, and then text. And we used to do text only and photos. So I mean, icons, what I mean with that is like when you go to the toilet, you see in toilet icon, you see quicker instead of reading toilets. Everyone was moving to video and I felt behind. Ads are becoming much more expensive. I heard attention is the new currency, which is a really interesting saying. I wanted to invest in the future because I saw videos as the future. I wanted to make passive income. So this is also why I wanted to build my brand. And my whole childhood, I was looking up to artists and famous people and I wanted to be like them. I almost burned out for working for others. And I wanted to be location independent. I wanted to live in Bali. I wanted to travel, to be here right now in Croatia without thinking, oh my God, I'm losing so much money because I don't work for my clients in Amsterdam. I'm from the Netherlands, by the way. I'm sorry, I forgot to say that. And my name is Sam. All right, so now I have a few questions for you. First of all, if you look or you just heard about a new company, where would you like to look them up? Raise your hand if it would be social media. That's a lot. That's a lot. And raise your hand if you would go to their website. Okay, well, this is an interesting fact already, so I'm not the only one. And I think the future will be more social media, less websites. And the funny thing is I actually had to learn it the hard way because I spent 3 years full-time building my website. Till I hired a coach who told me this is a waste of time. So this is also one of the things that I changed. Instead of building my website, I changed everything to Instagram, went all in, and I got insane results. Raise your hand if you ever tried to build a social media following. That's not so many. Interesting. Raise your hand if you want to build a personal social media following. No one personal, just... And for business, everyone. Okay, interesting. Then I know what to focus on. Right. So first of all, why should you listen to me even? Why am I standing here? Well, first of all, I had two phases. I was a photographer and I did content for other people. I made also videos, but more photos. And that was more in the age of photos on social media. I did it for 9 years. And now when TikTok came, I decided, okay, I want a new chapter. And I decided to work for myself on my own social media. And that's where I gained 120,000 followers in 1 year. Yeah, I got paid to travel the world. And I mean, I'm here traveling, I live in Bali, I can make money from it. My childhood self wouldn't believe this. And here are some experience that I've had. This was 100 yachts, that was traveling together, doing 2 parties a day, absolutely insane. And then we did also Ultra Music Festival, which is like one of the biggest festivals in the world. And then also I traveled with like clients with limo buses, like crazy stuff to Germany. And then Wim Hof, I don't know if you know him, but he is the guy who is like doing the cold exposure, all those things. During the Corona, I had a little bit of a down. I was a little bit anxious. I was not feeling so good. And I discovered him. I became a huge fan. And a few months after, I'm best friends with his daughters. I'm helping them. We traveled together to Poland. We did all those crazy experiences that you see on YouTube. That was my dream. I managed to get it really quickly, and I find it absolutely crazy. Oh, and I work with the royal Dutch family, which is kind of insane, I think. And believe it or not, people are actually happy with what I'm doing for them. And this is the daughter of Wim Hof, how she reacts to what I did for her and my photos and how I help her grow her business. My photos, this is what I used to do before. Now I make some more videos, more educational stuff, and I'm less of a perfectionist like I used to be here. Who I used to be, I actually grew up really shy. I was born in Amsterdam and I had everything I wanted. I had friends, my family, I had confidence, I had everything, but my family decided to move to a new country when I was 6 years old. I didn't know the language, I didn't know the culture. I was all alone and I was new to school. And guess what? Kids are really mean at the age of 6. So I lost everything. I lost all my confidence. I was really shy, really awkward. And then growing up, I loved the internet, spent a lot of time on the internet. And I was a huge fan of Eminem, Martin Garrix, especially in my teenage years. I was like, with all those emotions, I was like, how is that those people that I've never met and that they never met me have such an impact on me? And I was always wondering that. It was not only people, actually. It was also companies that, like, I wanted to be a DJ like Martin Garrix, so I was buying from a company that made DJ tools, and I was fascinated by how I'm obsessed with every product they launch and why is that. So I started studying it by nature. Why is that? One day I want to be like those guys. I want to learn why is all this admiration or obsession. So that was one of my biggest questions that I'm still answering today. And then this is why I didn't succeed. This is why my Instagram didn't work. The first 8 years I started an Instagram. I started, I had my personal page. I opened an Instagram page for my photography. I didn't even believe I would be. Let's try. Let's see what it gets. I posted some photos. So I start listening to all the gurus back then. Follow, unfollow, did it with hundreds of people. This is how I got maybe 1,000 followers after a while. And then what I learned back then was never work for free, which I think is a terrible advice. After what I learned over products, like the best camera is the best thing, it's the most thing, like you can't make videos with your phone, it's not good enough, everything needs to be perfect, fake it till you make it, never show something authentic, never show who you really are, just show that you're like sitting on private planes and like you succeeded. I don't think people connect to that. Creators comment on their posts, use hashtags, make the grid look really good. Terrible advice. This is why I didn't succeed, because I was listening to all those things. Deeper reasons was also I needed to be like to speak on camera, authentic, to actually like, first of all, I didn't know because this is the advice I got. And then second of all, when I started learning, I thought I needed to be more attractive, have more muscle, have no accent, better English, have a more interesting life, or have a better story, be smart, sound smart, needs to be perfect, you need to have the perfect camera, everything needs to be perfect. And also I was distracted. I was always never working for free, so I was always working for other people, helping other people, focused on the quick money instead of thinking about how can I make big money or make big moves, big things. And I thought I needed to do everything by myself. Also flirting. If you don't do your art, or if you get help for your art or for your thing, for your work, it's not yours enough. Very limiting mindset. So I decided after, I can go back to the why, but after all those whys, after I saw that I really wanted to change something, I decided I'm gonna do something. I bought a one-way ticket to Thailand and I came with one mission. In the plane I was like, what am I gonna do in Thailand? Well, I wanna make this brand work for me. I wanna make my Instagram grow big. And as a photographer who is helping so much people, you always think like, I know how to do it for them. If they just listen to me, I know exactly what they need, but I never did it. So I said, well, I need to prove it. I need to do it for myself. If I'm as good as I think I am, I need to do it for myself. So I went to Thailand, so no client can contact me and tell me, hey, can you make photos for me or can you do something for me? I can only focus on myself. I promised myself I'm gonna post every day for 30 days at least, no matter what happens. If I don't get any followers, I still need to post it for 30 days. And I was disciplined enough to actually continue with that because it didn't work straight ahead. I started focusing on my clients or my audience, what they want to see, not what I want to show, like how good I am or like all those ego stuff that I used to do. I gave it 100% like someone would pay me, because before that I never worked for free, so I used to do everything for someone else. So I had to have this mindset, what if someone paid you? Like I need to do it really seriously, really good. Using voiceovers, and I started one of the biggest game changers in my life, asking for help from other people and getting help from other people. So I found out the people I admire started hiring people in the Philippines. In the Philippines, people who are working really hard, really good at what they do. So I started looking into that. It took me half a year to actually figure out how to do it and not to be scared to do it, but I did it when I went to Thailand, and this was a huge game changer. So what happened? At the beginning, nothing. I had a few days, maybe a week, that nothing really happened. It started growing slowly. So I shared my story, I shared my journey, like my photo journey, like my photos before, back in the days, how I started, how I grew, how-to videos, and before and after. I basically shared a little bit my secrets. And actually, funny enough, I had my first time that I ever went viral. That was on Facebook, and it was in a private photography community. It was like the best photographers I've ever seen, most beautiful photos from America, from everywhere in the world. It was a huge community. And then I tried posting there a lot of times. Nothing really, like it's really high level, everyone there. And one time I did a free photo shoot, which changed my life. And I posted those photos there in this group. And those photos got viral. They got like 1,000 likes, which was a lot for me back then. And for a group, that is a lot. And everyone wanted to ask, like, how did you do that? How did you edit that? What, like all those questions. So I decided, well, I want to make passive income. I want to help people from the internet and not sell my time anymore. So I decided to make a course. But you cannot sell a course in a private community and no one knows about me, and I had like 4,000 followers, so no one bought the course. Then I learned something really interesting that someone said: share your secrets, sell the implementation. That's the only thing I heard. I didn't hear anything more, but I trusted this guy so much. And I decided I have nothing to lose, I'm gonna try it. So I gave my course, which was private and no one could see it. I gave the videos to my video editor, and I sent him another voice memo because I felt like in the video there is something missing, which is the principle, why I'm doing it, how I'm doing it. Like I just showed how I did it or what I did, I didn't show why I did it. So I sent him a voice memo, which I will show you in a bit. Thing in the Philippines, they don't understand exactly what you mean, always. He didn't understand what I mean. And what he did is, instead of like, I wanted him to cut the whole video and to show all the interesting part from the video, then to add this part that I'm saying. But instead, he just took the part, put the video really fast, that's it. And when I received that, I thought like, this is really lazy, it's just not what I wanted. But it was 12 a.m. At night, 12, I was in bed. I was like, well, I have to post today. I did a challenge, so I have to post. I cannot go back and forward. I cannot change it. I'm tired. I just want to go to sleep. And this is what I posted.
Before, after, here's how I edited one of my favorite photos. So the principle is basically to have the most contrast on the face of the models, and all the rest is less important than the focus of the center. We're not going to blur it out, but we are going to fade it a bit out. So we are going to make it less contrasted, and the most contrast is going to be at the center of the photo where we want people to look at, which is the faces of the models.
And the next day, everything changed. This video was the first video that actually really blew up. This video got to 1 million views, and since then, got 30,000 followers in 30 days. This is the first 5 years. And this is after 5 years. So I learned that, and I started being really to the point. So if I'm thinking like, okay, this video is really interesting, but the only interesting part comes in the middle or at the end, then you can hope that people will watch it. But they will not, because they don't care about it, because you don't, right? This is why, like, when you go on Instagram Live, it goes so bad, because you're like, oh, is everyone live? You lost their interest, and they swipe. Bring the most interesting part all the way to the front, And then once you get them hooked, once you have the promise, they have a reason to watch your reels. What I do also is when I speak, for example, if I record all this and sometimes I'm like not saying so much, or there's or something is slower, I cut those parts always out. I need to be really quick, to the point, provide value, promise people why they should even give me a chance to listen to me for 30 seconds. And then voiceovers, that's a huge game changer. I think people learn the most from voices. Like when I say videos, it's the audio. People connect to audio. Like you listen to a podcast, you don't even need to look at the person, but what they say is interesting. Like even if I speak to a friend, sometimes I don't even look at them. I prefer to look at the birds, but what I hear, this is what connects us. So a voiceover is much more important than having nice music or funny music or anything else. People don't care what you do, they care why you do it. And this is where I say about the audio, why it's so important. So instead of saying, hey, today I ate a cake and I met with this and then we did this, or in our business, for example, hey, today I've made photos, no one cares. People care about why you do it, why you started with photography. For example, as a wedding photographer, it would be much more interesting to, instead of like saying, I'm a photographer and this is what I do and no one cares, there's a lot of like you, right? But if you say, the photographer at my wedding was so bad that I had to rebook a photographer and do the whole wedding again or do the whole photo shoot again. This is much more interesting. This is drama, first of all, really interesting. And then you share your why. Then you say like, this is why I became a photographer. Because the first photographer was so bad that I now don't want anyone else to experience that. People connect to that a lot, and people can fall in love with you within 30 seconds because of just this sentence. So people don't care what you do, they care why you do it. Same with Apple. Same with all those big companies. I can speak about it for hours, but we'll move quicker. And then, what is the purpose of a business? I heard a sentence once. Our favorite things to do as humans is to solve problems. And I think this is what businesses are here for, to solve problems. The world will always have problems, and especially humans will always have problems. So if we can already help people solve problems before they even interact with our business, they will trust us, like us, and they will want to do business with us more. For example, if I'm a wedding photographer and I want to get the trust of my clients, then maybe I can share, here are my favorite locations in Amsterdam to get married, or here are my favorite wedding locations in Amsterdam. And then you share why you love them, why you love the people inside, all those things. And for the people who want to get married, first of all, they don't know about those locations. Second of all, they learn from it, they trust you, they see your values also, they see who you like, who you don't like. And if they like those locations, they might like you as well. So they save this video, they might have shared it with other people, or maybe friends shared it with your potential clients, and you just build business. You help them solve a problem, because how many problems do people have before they get married? So much, right? So if you can help them solve all those small problems before they even speak with you, they already trust you, they're already sold. Like you're the only photographer they want to speak to suddenly. Also, movement is better than still. So for example, you looking at my face is not so interesting. Rather, it's more interesting to look at what I'm saying, or to look, for example, at a cat or a dog running after a cat, right? That is movement. This is something naturally we would look at. We don't really like still stuff because that's boring. We can look at a lamp or something, that's boring. But if we look like we see a mouse running after a cat, that's interesting, that's movement, that's like action. And the right time never comes. I actually found out I didn't need muscles, or I didn't need, to speak English perfectly or to get rid of my accent. Actually just starting out helped me believe in myself much more. Like now that I have so much people who are looking at me, I'm like, whew, I need to get working on myself now. Like other people believe in me, or they're like expecting from me stuff. So now this is the time where I'm like getting motivated, and I'm going to the gym and working on myself more. So that helps me believe in myself. Now, a funny story, getting attention doesn't equal money. And I have a funny story to share about it. When I just moved to Bali, or the first time I actually went there, I went with a mindset of like, okay, I'm gonna be around the successful people. So I paid for a co-working space where you work with other people. And I mean, you can sit in every coffee because there's so much places for free, but I paid for the best co-working space. And I was on a call with my brother, and I hear like 4 Dutch people speaking about content creation and like those kind of things. And I was like, oh, I really need to speak to them. I'm struggling, because back then I just got 75,000 followers. So I hung up the phone, built the courage to speak to those people, and I was like, hey, I heard you guys speak about content. You're Dutch, right? And they say, yeah. well, great. I just got 75,000 followers this last 3 months, and I have no clue how to make money from it. And then one of the guys was like, the guy next to me, this is the guy you need. This is like, he's the best in the Netherlands in those kind of things. And then we spoke a little bit, and then he told me that he made last month $400,000 from his Instagram. That's a lot of money. That's almost $500,000. And now he's making €1 million. So it's between those kind of numbers. And I was like, how do you do like that? That's impossible. How do you? And I've never heard of those prices even yet. And then he recommended me 2 books, .com Secrets and Expert Secrets. And he told me this is all you need to do that. I did that for a couple months. It's not all I needed, but it was it's brilliant what they say there. But then I looked at his Instagram because I was like, there's no way. And he had half of the followers that I had, 36,000 followers. And I looked at his content and I was like, your content is terrible, dude. There's no way you're making so much money. He does make so much money, but he just uses ads and he uses a really smart funnel, a bunch of videos that are really smartly said, and this is what he uses, and he makes a lot of money from that. So I learned the hard way. I thought the more attention you get, the more money you can make, but you actually need also to build the back end, and you need to know what to sell, how to sell it, and all those things. So there's a lot more into it. This is what I use for how I make content. I have ideas. I write on my phone notes. I always come up with ideas when I speak to you guys, or when I speak to friends, or when I'm alone. I always get ideas about content ideas, and then I just write them. Then I record it. I have a camera, but sometimes I just record it with my phone. I have video editors, but sometimes I do it myself even. Then I use CapCut, which is an amazing software. It's a free software made by TikTok. Yeah, and then I cut the M's, I cut the empty spaces, I bring all the interesting stuff to the front, and then like I try to make one point. Yeah, and in CapCut you have amazing features for free. For example, if you're not comfortable with how your voice is and you don't want to speak, there's an option where you can text what you wanted to read and it will read it for you, and it does it good. Or you can just do the voiceover yourself, and then there's an AI option that clones it into a woman or into a man or into whatever, an elf. It's crazy. Yeah, and also I see still a lot of people who are doing like, oh, I need those captions. First of all, they're really not important. I had a lot of viral reels that went without those captions. When I say captions, I mean, so if I'm saying something and there's like those big words here, like what I'm saying, it's not necessary, it's not important, but I see a lot of people still like writing that manually. You don't need to do it. CapCut does it for you for free. You just click one button and it does it. I think even in Croatian. I think it's all the languages actually. To be honest, to keep it simple, you can just use Instagram itself. You can even make one video. So when you're working, for example, Anna, she is doing some amazing dinners. I don't know if you've seen it, but some amazing dinners everywhere, and I'm helping her with making videos. So what I would recommend her to do is just to take the phone and then to speak and not show herself, her face, even though it's a beautiful face, but show what's happening. So show what she's doing, like if she's cooking or if she's like all those people are there. Say why you do it, and then show what's happening. So it can be as simple as that. I think that can totally go viral, and then you don't need any software, you don't need anything. Like you can cut the M's and when you like think, but you can do it in Instagram itself. It's really easy. And then here is, for example, some things we did for Anna. My friend is looking for work, and instead of building a CV for her, I helped her make a video showing the best qualities of herself. And this is how it looks like.
Hey, I'm Anna. I'm in love with organic fruits and vegetables, but what I like the most is mixing them together and endless creativity. My offer is from vegetarian food to raw vegan food, and I myself suffered from a gluten intolerance, so that's my favorite challenge. I want to bring seasonal, organic, clean and conscious food to your table. I love to see people happy, getting together, smiling, eating, hanging out, talking, and also providing their body with the nutrition and energy they need. I do believe what Hippocrates said, let a medicine be your food and your food be your medicine, because I also experienced from my own health suffering in the past and I got healthier. So I just want to spread my gift with you. And this is what I made. Organic, seasonal and nourishing food just for you. Here, try it out. I'm now looking for a new community of like-minded people, and if you have a retreat or event, I'll be willing to travel worldwide just to connect and keep on changing the world together. Let's get in touch. Let's change the world together.
So what do you think? Is it better than a CV?
Okay, disclaimer, it was way too fast. That's because I wanted to share it on my Instagram, and there is a limit of 90 seconds and it just got too long, so I had to speed it up. Huge mistake. Usually it sounds better and it looks better. When we posted it on her Instagram, it was a little bit better. But this video was a big game changer, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
She got a call from one of her dream clients, the biggest yacht in Croatia, or the fanciest yacht, right? She called me, she said that. I promise. So basically how it went, she came to visit me. She was like, oh, Sam, I'm looking for a new job. I want to build a CV. And I was like, don't build a CV. People don't want to read anything anymore. And I hire so much people, never ever looked at their CV. I just look at what they do and how they can help me. I don't look at CVs anymore. And I think this is the future. But it depends for what job and it depends for what thing. But I don't look at CVs. And this is why we built a video. First of all, we posted it on Instagram, so she got free reach from all of her followers and even people like her followers. This is the first thing people see. And now, just today she got an offer to make all the food at a festival. Yesterday she got another offer. She's doing really good because of this video. People, when they find this video, they just fall in love with her much easier. They know so much about her that before we never used to share. We just used to share photos and expect people to know who we are, but they don't. And then why she's not big yet, because she doesn't have me 24 hours near her. She does everything by herself. She doesn't have a video editor or anyone helping her, and she does a lot already for her clients. And then she doesn't post daily, which is a huge mistake, I think. And then we made this video just this week. It didn't got viral yet. Doesn't go so fast, but it got the most views in her profile. And this is, I think, because she used a voiceover and people can connect to it much more. And she helped solve a problem for people, for her clients.
This is why I make my own coconut milk, because all the coconut milks that you can get in a supermarket are super fake. They contain very little coconut. Making your own, super easy. Just cut it open, take the meat out, put it in a blender with some water, mix it all together, strain it, and there you go, your coconut milk. And if you want me to make it for you, come and join us this weekend at our food event, Zajednički stol. See you there.
So this is the difference. What she would usually do is just post photos of this thing and then write in the caption maybe what it is and expect people to know what it is. New generations don't read because they have videos, which goes much quicker. And yeah, people just read less. It's so small. And when you say it, it's much easier and much better. But one thing I can give you is my best reels, all the best reels I've ever seen, they all start with "this is." And then you get to the points or you show something interesting. So I would just recommend you start always with "this is how I did this. This is why I like this. This is why." Thank you very much for your time.